the pack is very similar. To me, the key on the pack is to kill the salto, not to overflip the salto. So at no point in time on this skill do you want your head moving faster than your legs, because if they whip that head back to see the bar, their upper body speeds up, and they tend to pull on the bar when they do that. So their armpits pike, and it puts them too much between the bars, and they overflip, which is very difficult to catch. Okay? So we want to kill rotation on this. And if you want a good pack, you need to work, just like the shooter, you need to work to the mat a lot. Don't rush it. Okay? Don't rush it. So the same downswing that we learned earlier, the one that went past the mat, very controlled. So the body just simply unfolds slightly at the bottom. She sees the mat or the bar. You can see her clearly looking at it. She has a nice hang. The bar is very bent. She scoops past it and just extends. No head movement. So she's going here based on what she saw when she passed the bar. Her brain has the information to kind of tell her where the edge of the mat is. And I want their shoulders there, like this. Okay? And guys, it's no different than you're at home in your bedroom and you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. You don't turn the light on. You get out of bed. You walk to that doorknob and you put your hand right on it. You've just done it so many times. So many times. This is the same thing. So I'm taking the head out of the equation right now. It's going to come back in later. They want to see it. It's a safety mechanism that they have. But I want them not to worry about it. I don't want them to rush. So the same thing now. And I just have them start to add a little swing over the bar.
Steve, do you have any tips on teaching this skill to taller athletes? Somebody has a gymnast almost 6 feet tall and would like any advice you have.
Yeah, the first thing I would work on is that downswing. All right, so a taller athlete needs even less swing to get out. So you're going to work with your bars, hopefully, somewhere that they can come to the bottom with this swing. I'll run this one back and show you, because Aiko's not real short. She's not a 6-footer. But see how she's coming down and she's unfolding a little bit. Right there, the bar is very bent, and she's very, very straight. So it allows her to scoop early, and she misses it by quite a bit, okay? To scoop early right there. Okay, and I don't have one, but if she right here were to have her hips open, like a normal tap, they would pass under the bar open. Can you see my hand, guys? And she would be forced to kick, and then she would kick towards the bar, towards the mat. So getting the swing very straight at the bottom and scooping early is super important. Okay, and that's how you get a taller kid past the bar. And a lot of the kids that are taller, they may have to pike a little bit too, right? It's not my favorite, but you have to deal with the athlete you have. So they may need to scoop a pike a little bit and then open it out as well. But the shape change needs to be early, okay? All right, so moving ahead. And this athlete does this out of a Maloney, Riley. So I'll just show you the position. And I really want to point something out to you right here that I found on this skill. See how she's looking? She's already looking at the low bar. She's got a very flat position. Right? If the body starts tight and in a nice position, it's going to carry that position normally through the next skill. But if it starts loose, archy, pikey, you're going to have a residual effect on the other side. So if A is not good, B will be bad, and C will be a disaster. Okay? Now you can see Riley's got her hip slightly open. because she's not coming from that handstand. So she's losing the downswing gravity. So she has to tap just a little bit. Okay, and this is what I want you to see. So you can see her head is back already. She didn't whip her head back. Okay, and a lot of athletes, so she gets very little armpit pike because she didn't whip it. If you whip it fast and you pull the bar, that's the problem. So a lot of athletes, if they're hanging properly, if the shoulder's up and the arm is covering the ear and the face, if you put your arm in that position, you can only move your head back so far, and your head starts to contact the muscles across your back. That's a good position for a lot of skills. Is so you're up so tall that you can't move your head. If I drop my shoulder here, can you see this? If I drop my shoulder, I can freely move my head. So I want to be very extended with my shoulders up and the back of my head resting against those muscles in my back. And you can see the counter tap, the backwards tap she has. I want you to watch the bar. When she contacts the bar, the bend, okay? That is support. You must have support on this skill. If you're trying to catch the top of the bar with your hand over the top like this, you're just going to flip through the bottom, okay? And maybe little tiny kids can do that, but it's going to hurt you later on. And as we see more and more of this skill, the judges are going to get more critical on it, and it's going to have to be higher and show support. You know, if it's down here, it's going to get a deduction. So teach it big.
Steve, we have a question for kids that do their pack from a cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I understand it correctly, they're asking, do you start from the cast or do you have them do a couple of swings into the release?
What I do is I swing into the release as little as possible because I don't want to develop a tap for this skill. Unless maybe it's an athlete that's going to do it directly from another release. And doubtful in the beginning you're going to do that. So what I would recommend is you swinging in the back and you stay very flat in the back. Okay, and that's going to develop. Don't let it